Kuzu Zangpo, welcome to Bhutan e-learning project. I am Lhamu Dukpa from Motetang Higher Secondary School. Today, I'll be taking you through Key Stage 4 Geography, that is for class 9 and 10. The topic for today is topographical map of our country. Objectives. By the end of the class, you should be able to define maps, explain types of map and its properties, explain earth grid, latitudes and longitudes, identify and locate features of topographical map, and find 4-figure and 6-figure grid reference. Map. Now, what is a map? A map is a representation of the Earth's surface on a plane surface. It is used to show shape, size and direction of various features of the world. So, here if you look at the board, you will see this is a map. So, here it shows you the shape, size and direction of different places on the Earth surface. Now, main properties of map. A map must have title, key, scale and direction. This map of Bhutan, the title of this map, it is Zonghok-wise population of Bhutan. Key. The key tells you what the map is about. And here the map is about the population of Bhutan. It shows the density of population. So, the pink color shows less population, whereas the blue color shows higher or denser population. So, this is the key which helps us to know what the map is about. Then scale. Scale represents the distance on the map and the distance on the ground. Here on this map, the distance on the map is 1 centimeter and on the ground the distance is 1 million. Now, direction. Direction. To find the direction of a place, we use compass. A compass shows you the exact location of a place. Okay. Compass has 4 main directions. When you are looking at a map, when you keep a map in front of you, your head will be north, your feet will be south, your right hand will be east and your left will be west. So, when you find a direction on the map using a compass, always remember your head is north, your feet is south, your right hand is east and your left is west. A map must have title, key, scale and direction. The title indicates what the map is about and a key or legend explains what each symbol or color or shading represents. A scale on a map enables to measure the distance and calculate the area. A direction on a map is indicated by points on the compass. It is usually shown by an arrow indicating north. Types of maps. Maps are broadly categorized as political, physical, topographic, climatic and economic or resource map. So, we have 5 types of maps. What are the 5 types of maps? Political map, physical map, topographic map, climatic map and economic or resource maps. A political map shows cities and boundaries of countries, while physical map generally shows features like mountains, rivers, plains, seas and oceans. So, if you look at these 2 maps of Bhutan, the first map is a political map. It shows different places or different zongkhaks of our country with divided or with all the boundaries. The next map is also Bhutan and here this map is a physical map. It shows rivers, mountains, plains and it also shows valleys of our country. Next one is climate maps. Climate map provides information about the climatic conditions of an area like temperature and precipitation. habitation. An economic or resource map shows various economic activities and natural resource present in an area. The first map on the board, it shows a climatic map of South Asia. Different color represents different climatic zones. And the next one is again of South Asia, but this map shows the economic or it is a economic or resource maps showing different economic activities and different resources found in South Asia. Okay, so before we move on to topographical map, let's look at why maps are important. Who uses a map? Maps has always been important since ages. Maps were usually used by people who traveled by sea or who traveled by air. These maps help people to find direction, especially if you are lost at sea or ocean. You know in which direction you are going to head using a map. So maps are usually used by navigators because it helps them to find the direction, or it helps them to go in the direction where they are headed if they are lost at sea. Okay, let's look at a topographical map. A topographical map shows physical features using contour lines and human-made features of a small area. So topographical map gives you all the features of a particular area. So this topographical map is of Thimphu. So here you can see places, you can see houses, you can see different colors on the map, and different colors on the map indicates different purposes. So we look at the next slide. The Earth's grid. What is the Earth's grid? The Earth's grid, in order to accurately locate the position of any place on map, a grid system is used. It shows the location by using coordinates, namely latitude and longitude. The network of latitudes and longitudes is called Earth's grid. So longitudes are lines running from north to south. Latitudes are lines running from east to west. So when they crisscross and forms a square, it's called as a grid. And this grid helps us to find the location of a place. Latitude and longitudes. Latitude is the angular distance of a place north or south of the equator, measured in degrees. It is also known as parallels. The equator is 0-degree latitude and is the largest circle, while the poles are 90 degrees with just a dot. And we have 180 degrees of latitudes. And at 0 degrees we have the equator, and at 90 degrees we have the North Pole and South Pole. Latitude affects climate. The intensity of heat varies from equator to the poles, which determine the climatic zones of the world. So at the equator, it receives direct rays of the sun, because of which it is hot throughout the year. And as we move away from the equator, the rays of the sun become slanting, because of which it becomes colder as we move away from the equator. So latitude, that's how latitude affects climate. Longitude is the angular distance of a place east or west of the prime meridian. Prime meridian is the main longitude which runs through Greenwich at London. It is also referred to as meridian. The prime meridian is 0 degree longitude and passes through Greenwich, London. All other meridians are numbered at either sides of the prime meridian up to 180 degree. Longitude helps in determining time. So longitude helps us to find time. And when we have grid, which is formed by latitude and longitude, it helps us to find the exact location of a place and time of a place. Latitudes. Latitudes are parallel lines running from east to west. Longitudes are parallel lines running from north to south. Now back to topographical map. A topographical map shows features using contour lines and human-made features of a small area. Topographical map will also have title, key, scale and direction. So here title of the map, it is 78E11. Then we have key. Here we have many keys on the map, and these keys helps us to know what are the features given on the map. And we have scale. The scale on the map is 2 centimeter on the map is equal to 1 kilometer on the ground, which means 2 centimeter on the map is equal to 1 kilometer on the ground. So if it is 2 centimeter on the map, it's going to be 1 kilometer on the ground. Now let's look at the keys. Here if you look at the keys, there are different colors. The green color indicates vegetation or forest cover. The yellow color indicates cultivated area. Pink color, the small squares indicate buildings. Then the pink lines, they are a mode of transportation. So they are different modes of transportation, that different kinds of roads. Then next we have the white color. White color indicates barren land, and the blue color indicates rivers and streams. Now if you look properly or carefully, you see many small brown lines. These small brown lines are called as contour lines. And we also have a compass given on the map, which helps us to find the direction of different places on a topographic map. Now, characteristics of topographic map. What are the uses of topographic map? It shows elevation using contour lines. A contour line is a line which joins points of equal elevation above sea level. So topographic map helps us to find height of a place. So if you look at the map, here you see small brown lines. Now these brown lines are of two types. One is thin line and the other one is thick brown lines. The small thin lines are called as contour lines, and the thick brown lines are called as index contour lines. Now these small thin lines, the difference between two is 40 meters, and this 40 meters is called as contour interval. The difference between two small thin lines is 40 meters. So 40 meters is the contour interval. Now if you look properly, there are thick lines, thick brown lines. So there are four thin lines between. So we have thick lines. These thick lines are known as index contour lines. Between these two thick lines, we have 4 small thin contour lines. These are called as contour lines. These are called as index contour lines. Now the difference between two contour lines is 40 meters, and this 40 meters is called as contour interval. So contour interval is 40 meters. Now if the difference between two thick lines is called as index contour interval. Index contour interval is 200 meters. So difference between two thick lines 200 meters, difference between two small lines 40 meters, and this 40 meters is called as contour interval, and 200 meters is called as Indus contour interval. Number 2, it shows human settlement, roads, cities, buildings, etc., including some thematic information such as vegetation or the boundaries between two geoks or songkhaks. So on this map, if you look properly, the pink small squares are buildings. Then black lines, black dotted lines, they are boundaries between two places. It can be a songkhak or it can be a gewak. It's boundaries between gewaks and songkhaks. It's indicated by black lines on the topographic map. Okay, number 3, topographic maps, these are typically produced by government agencies, often by specialist mapping agencies, and may have either a civilian or defense purpose. So topographic maps are mainly made or mainly produced for civilian purpose or for defense purpose, because it gives detailed information or detailed features of a place. The last one, it has location reference systems. It gives you the exact location of a place using latitudes and longitudes. And in place of latitudes and longitudes, we also call them as grid lines. And these grid lines are called as eastings and northings. Okay, let's look at what are eastings and northings. So if you look at the two arrows, the first arrow, it points to a line which runs from north to south. And the other arrow indicates or points towards a line which runs from east to west. Okay, let's see what are eastings and northings, and also find 4-figure grid using eastings and northings. Okay, eastings. Eastings are lines running from north to south. So it starts from 10, starts from 0, 0. And on the map you will see 10. 10, 20, 30, 40. The number increases towards the east. That's why it's called as easting. It runs from north to south, but the number increases towards the east. The next is northings. Northings are lines which runs from east to west, but the numbers increases from south to north. So number 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60 till 90, the number is increasing towards the north. That's why they are called as northings. The lines run from east to west, but increases towards the north. And eastings, the lines runs from north to south, but the numbers increases towards the east. That's why they are called as eastings and northings. Now using eastings and northings, let us find 4-figure grid, so exact location of a place. Okay, so here we have eastings and northings. So using the map, let's find out the 4-figure grid of a particular place. Okay, so if you look at the blue feature here, we're going to find 4-figure grid of this particular feature. So to find 4-figure grid, you need to follow some rules. The first one is always use the grid that is on the left. These lines running from north to south is known as or are called eastings. And these lines running from east to west, it is called as northings. Starts from 10, 20, 30. 10, 20, 30, 40. Now to find the four-figure grid of a particular place, let's say place X. Always write the eastings first. So this is 10, 20, 30, 40. Always write the eastings first. That is the first rule. After easting, then you write northing. So if you look at this place, if you look at place X, look at the easting. Where is this? Where is place X? You have to look into this grid. This is called as a grid. Look into this grid. Always write the easting on the left of the object. Left of the object. So on the left of X, which line do we have? We have the line that is 20. The next one is, the next rule is always write northings second. So after easting comes northing. And always follow or always look for the northing below the object. So below this object we have which line? We have the number 10. So the four-figure grid for place X is 20, 10. So first what did we do? We looked for easting. And which easting did we take? We took the easting that is on the left of the object. The next one, we looked for northing. We looked for northing. And which northing did we take? We took the northing which is below the object. So when we took easting and northing, and when we looked for the four-figure grid of place X, we found 20, 10. The same way, now let's look at the four-figure grid for the particular feature given on the map. Okay, so if you look for the easting, which easting is it on? It's on the easting 30. And if you look for the northing, the northing below, northing is 40. So four-figure grid is 30, 40. In the same way, let's look for the next feature. Easting is 60 and northing is 60. And for this one, easting is 50, northing is 40. Okay, what about this one? $30, $20. And last one, 30, 40. Okay, now with this, let's find four-figure and six-figure grid reference of two particular places on the map, Hagang at Rama and Hagang at Lungtenpo. Okay. To find four-figure grid or six-figure grid, the first thing that you need to do is, first of all, you need to locate the place. Find the place. After you find the place, then you locate the particular feature given in that place, and then you locate easting and northing. Okay, so question is, find four-figure grid and six-figure grid for Hagang at Rama. So first of all, we looked for the place, we looked for Rama, then we looked for the feature, Hagang. And to know how a Hagang looks, you need to go to the keys. Okay, so to find the 4-figure grid of Rama, we look for easting and northing. So easting is 20 and northing is 10. The 4-figure grid reference of Lagang and Rama is 20, 10, and area under 4-figure grid reference 2010 will be this whole area, the whole grid is under 2010. So no matter where this X is, it can be anywhere inside this grid, anywhere, it is all under 2010. It need not be at the center, it can be anywhere. As long as it is in this grid, it is under 2010. Okay, now let's look at finding 6-figure grid. We have looked at finding 4-figure grid. Now to find 6-figure grid, all you have to do is divide the grid into 10 equal parts. So it will be easier if you divide it into half. So this is 20, this is 30. So 20, this is at the center, so it's half. So you start 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Same way you go up. This is halfway. So 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now this is place X. So what do? First of all, you find 4-figure grid. So 4-figure grid, easting 20. Now you leave space. Then you look for northing. Northing is 10. Okay, now let's look at the missing numbers. Now here what you do is, first of all, you need to move towards the left. Instead of going up, you count towards the left. So here it is 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So you write 27. Then you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 6-figure is 27, 10, 7. And this can be anywhere, it changes. It depends on the features on the map. So if it is this one, your answer will be 21, 20, 21, 22. 2, 1, 2. And 1, 2, 3. 10, 3. So this is how we find 6-figure grid. So the best thing to do is divide the grid into 10 small parts. So using your scale, you can keep your scale on the map and then divide it into 10 small parts, and then you can locate the exact location of the place, a 6-figure grid. So if you look at the 6-figure grid of Rama, Lagang at Rama, it comes to 29, 10, 5. And this whole area under 29, 10, 5, this whole area of Rama falls under 29, 10, 5. In the same way, we look at another example, finding 4-figure grid reference of Lagang at Lungten Pho. So first of all, what are you going to do? You are going to look for Lungten Pho. After you look at Lungten Pho, then you are going to look for the Lagang at Lungten Pho. So here, first of all, locate where Lungten Pho is on the map. So once you have found Lungten Pho, then look for the feature that is Lagang at Lungten Pho. Now, if you have located this, what you do is, then you look for the easting, look for northing. So here easting is 70 and northing is 50. So 4 figure is 70, 50. In the same way, we look for 6 figure grid. So what do? You divide the grid into 10 parts and then you will find the answer. $70 0 and 52. So this is how we find location, 6 figure and 4 figure grid of a particular place. Now sometimes what we do is, instead of looking for 6 figure grid, sometimes we give you the 6 figure grid and we'll ask you to find what is in that 6 figure grid, or which conventional symbol is found in the 6 figure grid. Example, okay. Identify the conventional symbol for the 6 figure grid reference provided below. So we have 3385. So 30 from north till south, all these areas fall under 30. And when you divide this grid into 10 parts, all these places falls under 3. Then we have 80. The northern is 80. Now inside this grid, 30 and 80, which symbol is there? You have to identify what symbol is found inside this grid. Grid 80, 33 and 85. So if you look at this grid, you find a Choten. So all you have to do is look inside the grid and look for what kind of symbol is given inside the grid. And if you have difficulty finding what kind of symbol is there, you just need to go to the keys. All the symbols are given in the keys. So with that, let's look at what we have looked at today. So today we have looked at different kinds of maps. We have looked at topographical maps, and we have also looked at how to find 4 figure grid and 6 figure grid. Okay, so with this, I'll leave you with a few questions. Maps are a lifeline of navigators. Discuss why are maps important, especially for navigators. You need to compare physical maps with political maps. Find the differences between physical maps and political maps. Then the next one and the last one is download any topographic map of Bhutan and locate or identify the features on the map using the keys. So if you go to Google, you can download topographical maps of Bhutan. So download any maps and then try to locate and identify different features on the map using the keys. Okay. Thank you so much for attending the class. So until the next class, be home, be safe, wash your hands and take care. Thank you. Karinche.